What does a buyer's agent actually do? Most folks have no idea, so I will give you a little glimpse into our world. Okay, so what should I look for? There's all kinds of areas like negotiation skills, years of experience. I'm just going to focus on three main areas. Number one, local experience. Two, you need a great communicator. And for number three, I'm going to say personality type and temperament, and I'll explain. Number one, local experience. Your buyer's agent needs to be serving in the area or communities that you're searching in. They've been there for a period of time and they understand the nuances of the market. They know contractors, they know closing attorneys, closing companies, they know the local closing customs. Actually, closing customs can be different from Charlottesville to Richmond, and we see that often. My real estate license is good in the whole state of Virginia, but the truth is, I shouldn't serve buyer clients in every area if I don't really know that area. For example, I'm here in Charlottesville and all around Charlottesville, but if I had a buyer client looking in Williamsburg, well, I don't know their local customs. I don't know the market valuations because I don't have their database. I don't know local attorneys and contractors and home inspectors and all of that. So it really would be doing my buyer a disservice for me to represent them way down in Williamsburg. What I should be doing is referring that agent out to a great agent in Williamsburg. Number two, communication. For me, this is the big one. In business and in relationships, communication is the foundation. It really is. It's underneath everything, and things will work well when communication is going well, and it won't work so good if there's difficulties in the back and forth. So in a first phone call or meeting with a prospective buyer agent, my first thought is, are they a good listener? Do they hear me? Do they really get me? This is huge. You don't want somebody just telling you their accomplishments. You want somebody who is going to hear you and understand you and want to know about your story from the start. Or how about this? Do they explain things well? Can your agent take a complex issue and explain it so well to you that you clearly understand your options? As you share your story and open up questions with the potential buyer's agent, if you get the impression you're not being heard or they're not able to explain concepts to you in a manner that you can understand, you best keep on looking. This person, this agent, will be a crucial member of your team in the whole process of buying a home. And there's a ton of communication between you guys. I recently looked over just my emails to a buyer client once we closed. And oh my goodness, over the course of multiple months, there were literally hundreds of emails, both sent and received between me and my clients, an amazing amount of communication and work to coordinate the process from start to finish. And on top of that, there was an incredible amount of texts, phone conversations, driving out to properties. And so this communication continues on until you get your keys in your hand at closing. Okay, number three. This is going to be personality type, and I'm going to call it our communicative interface. In your beginning discussions with the buyer's agent, simply find out if you enjoy the style of communication. Is the back and forth positive, helpful? Is it fun and informative? And also, crucially, once again, are complex issues made so that you can understand them well? We are all so unique. Each of us are specifically coded with only one type of DNA that not one other individual in all history will ever possess. I see this as we each have our own individual communicative interface. I don't think that's a thing, but it works for me. Some agents are more driven, getting a lot done, always. Some are more laid back, but maybe methodical. Some can be like talking to a trusted friend. And then some are business professional. Well, you find out what works for you. Reject the one that's a tough one to work with, that interface, but accept the one that's user-friendly. It's kind of like those of us who, if you've used Gmail, I mean, you know, if you've used that for years, what that interface looks like. And there's stuff to love about it and hate about it probably. And then there's Outlook. And it's similar, but it has a different format, a different setup. And there's good and kind of good and bad in each one of them. But generally, each of us say, hey, I like this one better than the other one. And that's kind of what you're doing. So at the end of the day is you find someone that you're comfortable with and you feel good about that communicative relationship. Now on to the next question. What does a buyer's agent actually do anyway? I find that unless you've had a great agent take care of a home purchase for you, the general public just has no idea. There are so many areas in the process of buying a home with lots of intricate detail. Having someone on your team who does this day in and day out allows you to enjoy the process while they take care of the details. At the beginning, a great buyer's agent will make sure that you're pre-approved with your mortgage lender and will open up good communication with them from the beginning, because that's another member on your team. 3 elements after talking with your lender that you want to know are: number 1, all parties are comfortable with your maximum purchase price so that your agent will know what to search under. Number 2, you're comfortable with what your monthly mortgage payment, the total of it, would be at that maximum price. You say, yes, we can handle that in our budget. And then number 3, that you're comfortable and you're fully aware from the start of your total estimated cash to close once you get to the day of closing. You should have those 3 areas ready to go before you start searching for a home. And the concept here is so that you will be ready if you happen to need to jump on a quick opportunity. The search process then begins with lots of texts, emails about houses back and forth, phone calls, driving around town, looking at properties, discussions about everything in the different various houses that you're going to view, and finally finding that right one. Once you're ready to write a contract, your agent will then draft all of the documents needed, meet all the legal requirements, and present and negotiate your offer for you. Oh, also, they will actually review for you at the offer stage market data, so you could actually see what's a good value, what's a bad value. And secondly, the importance of reviewing market data at the beginning is if you're getting a mortgage loan, that everybody can see, hey, we feel this stands a very strong chance of appraising out for this value because we see data out there to support it. That's huge. And now your agent will present your offer and negotiate on your behalf and get all parties to sign off so that you finally have a ratified contract. I don't know a better way to describe this, so here goes. Once you go under contract, your buyer's agent basically becomes a supercharged wedding planner. It's kind of like that. They are now responsible for getting all parties into their correct positions. So good communication is really vitally important. Oh, here's a brief glimpse into that part of the process. The first communication I want to make once I have a buyer client under contract is to get that ratified contract over to their lender ASAP. The lender will then set up the full loan application for the buyers, and at some point they will soon start to order the appraisal as well. We have contract deadlines now, so things need to move forward in a timely manner. Next, I need to set up my buyer's closing company, be it a title company, closing company, or a real estate attorney. I need to email them the contract, email them, make sure they have all of my buyer's contact information, and have them prepare things and set up a file. And if there are any other inspections required, like a septic inspection, we have to coordinate the contractors needed for those as well. Sometimes we need to coordinate with the appraiser who's sent out by the lender to get access to the property, or they may have questions about the property. We need to get to them. Once all the inspections are complete, then we'll be negotiating any needed repairs with the sellers. As we approach closing day, your agent will be reviewing your CD, or closing disclosure, which delineates all of your closing costs that you'll be bringing into closing. Your agent will set up a final walkthrough day and time with you to go through the house the last time before you own it, and they'll also coordinate with you and the closing attorney the day and time to go in to sign the documents. Your agent should have contact details ready for you to change over all the utilities on the day of closing, and also to set up the key release so on the day of closing you can actually have access to your new house. Okay, final subject for today. Did you know that you can buy a house without a buyer's agent and be just unrepresented? Yes, you can. Just as a home seller can choose to sell their home by themselves without an agent, a buyer also can actually purchase a house unrepresented. But do know that there are so many situations that can throw a wrench into a perfectly good home purchase contract. And if you are unrepresented, you will be working to navigate those things as they arise by yourself. So here's a list of 12 situations that I am going to have to ask, what is an unrepresented buyer going to do? You, the buyer, unrepresented, are setting up your own showing, so you're calling individual listing agents. Let's say you've got 5 homes that you want to see on Thursday. 3 of them are occupied, 2 of them are vacant. So you, the buyer, have to set up each of these showings and call each listing agent to get them set up in a logical order. Invariably, this has been my experience anyway, when Thursday comes, 2 of them are under contract. So then you got to go back to square one, call everybody back and reset your schedule again. Now with each vacant home, the listing agent will need to meet you and let you in. And on the occupied homes, if you have ones that are occupied, hopefully the owners that are there can let you in without having to have the agent come out. And so this one area, as far as you trying to set up showings on your own, as agents, we have our local MLS systems, our cooperation here that we have. We can show other agents' houses. We have lockbox systems. It makes that process so much easier just to start with. Number 2, you view a home and you love it. You call the listing agent back and there are 3 offers on it already. Number 3, okay, you're ready to put an offer on a house and now you're getting your ideas together, but you don't want to pay over market, so you got to look to online estimates. Number 4, the seller says, no home inspections. Nope, we don't want any. So what if a home has a septic system? Should you test for anything? And if you do, who should pay for it? Number 6, when a seller and the seller's agent play hardball with you in every little contract detail. Number 7, when a seller will repair nothing. Number 8, when something bad comes up on a home inspection. Number 9, what's an unrepresented buyer supposed to do when the appraiser cannot support the contract value? Number 10, when a seller doesn't want to pay for termite treatment. Number 11, when a seller wants to do needed repairs themselves without a licensed contractor.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger!
Finally, when it's the day of closing and the sellers are still in the house, what's an unrepresented buyer supposed to do? Stop the madness! Hey, stuff happens. A lot of stuff. That's why we're here, folks. My name is Maury, and I've helped clients buy homes in Charlottesville and all 7 surrounding counties since 1990. Give me a call. Let's chat and get you on a good path right away.